Now we're talking.
Brad, for my first question, I was wondering what have you been listening to recently?
Oh, well, I can tell you, I've been listening to a lot of Beach Boys um, since Brian Wilson passed. Was it like a couple of weeks ago or something?
Yeah,
Um, I've always really loved the Beach Boys, but when someone that you like kind of passes away, it can like re-spark this like interest or whatever. And so I've been watching like a lot of documentaries and listening to a lot of Beach Boys, which is that the Pet Sounds album is obviously really beautiful. Um, I've been listening to this guy. He's called Sam Blasucci. I'm not sure where he's from. He's an American guy, but he's got a new album out that's really good too. And his last album was also really cool. What else? I'm just having like a little look at my Spotify playlists right now. West Side Gun, Rock Marciano. Oh, there's a really cool new album from this woman Hannah Cohen as well, who I think is from the States. Um, she just got a new album out called Earth Star Mountain, and that's really really great as well. Some amazing tunes on there. But yeah, as always, listening to like a lot of random stuff. Basically, yeah, yeah.
right on.
The vibes are high. Yeah.
Uh, and so you're currently in Liverpool, but I think I saw that you're from Chesterfield.
Yeah, I'm in Chesterfield right now. I moved back home last year. Um, I was in Liverpool for 10 years, and then I moved to London for like a year, and then moved back to Chesterfield last year. Yeah, but Chesterfield's like a really small town, so that's cool that you have done your research. Yeah, I can tell. Um, but yeah, it's I love Liverpool. I'm actually going over there tomorrow because I'm rehearsing with my band. We're playing a show in Leeds, which is a cool little city in England. Playing a show in Leeds on Saturday, so I'm going over to Liverpool to see the boys and like rehearse and hang out and stuff. So I'm always back there. But yeah, in Chesterfield right now, and it's nice. It's pretty quiet, pretty boring place. I've got family here, old friends and stuff, so it's a nice vibe.
And what was growing up there like?
Mm. It's nice. It's a pretty like nice normal town. It's like kind of working class. Um, it's like an old mining town. Like we had a lot of miners from here, like going down in the like mining for coal and stuff like that. So it's kind of like it's a little like working class old town. Surrounded by the Peak District, which is like a national park, um, which is really beautiful. So that was really nice growing up, like being able to go out into the countryside and stuff, and um, But then obviously, like small town England as well is like you get some weirdos and stuff too. Like crackheads and stuff. So yeah, it's cool. It's a cool little place to be. Yeah, there's nothing much going on. Like some good bands from here too, like good musicians and stuff. Um, but yeah, it's pretty different from being like in the city, in Liverpool or London or um, places like that. So yeah, but it's nice. Yeah, it's chilling.
I also saw that I think drums was your first instrument.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think I was about 10 when I started properly playing drums. Um, but my dad had guitars around the house growing up and stuff, but he was right-handed and I'm left-handed, so I never like really picked it up.
Mm.
Um, like I didn't really. It was weird because it would be like upside down if I tried to play it and stuff, and you know. Um, but yeah, started playing guitar a few years later. But I was doing both. I played drums in a few different bands growing up and stuff. Um, and then actually, I just played a couple of weeks ago. I played drums for this band Trudy and the Romance that I was in. Um, I played the drums for their show in near Chesterfield. But it was like the first time I played drums in like 6 years, like properly, you know. So it was kind of crazy, but it was really fun. Um, yeah, I like playing the drums, but it's like, you know, when you on tour with the drums, you have to like carry the drums around, like in between the van and the venue. You have to like set all the kit up and everything all the time, and it's definitely more chilled being like playing guitar. You know, there's a lot less to like do and carry around everywhere and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah, unless you have like roadies and stuff, but
yeah, we're like, you know, we don't have that much money. You know, like sometimes sometimes you have friends and stuff that'll help you out. You know, but no one ever wants to help the drummer out though. You know, because it's like all the stuff is heavy as fuck. So like,
yeah, it can be a
or
drag.
it's like, oh yeah, you'll carry an amp or like a guitar or something, but no one wants to carry like the big like kick drum or whatever. You know. So yeah, but yeah, I like playing the drums. Still play the drums on like my records and stuff. But that's pretty much the most like real drumming I do anymore. So, but yeah,
And I also saw you went to school to study music, but I was wondering, did you attend University of Liverpool, or was it a different college?
yeah. So Liverpool's got like I think there's like 4 or 5 universities there. The one I went to was called LIPA, which is Liverpool Institute of Performing Arts. So it's like a performing arts school with music. There's like sound engineering, but then there's like actors and dancers and stuff, um, and people who do like stage design and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's not really like a proper. It's not like a real university. Well, it is a real university, but it's like it's all kind of. There's no like real studying, I guess. You know, it's all very like it's kind of creative stuff. Yeah. Um, Yeah, it's Paul McCartney's school too. So I like met Paul McCartney at my graduation,
Oh wow.
uh, which was crazy. You get to speak to. You don't really get to talk to him, you know. You get to meet him for like 5 seconds.
Oh, okay. I
Then
was
you go.
like picturing him like giving you the diploma and stuff.
You know, he gives you like a little like badge, like that says you've graduated. You know, and you like shake his
Oh
hand. You get a picture with him. Um, I can show you the picture actually. Kind of funny. It's only on my grandma's Facebook account.
wow,
Where is it?
that's a legendary photo right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean the thing is like there it is like it's me
Oh
and
wow,
Paul. Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, everyone gets to meet him, you know. So it's like when you go to the school, it's like it's kind of not. It's cool, but it's like yeah, everyone gets to do it. You know, it's like everyone's met Paul McCartney or whatever. So yeah,
That's
but he we had a really cool like he came in and every year he goes in and like does like they call it like a master class, you know, like a Q and A kind of thing, and gets interviewed on the stage, and it's quite intimate and like that was really cool, you know, to see him just like sat there and like kind of like answering questions from the students and stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah,
wow.
we
Yeah.
had I also had Woody Harrelson at my graduation, you know, which
What?
was yeah,
The
it's bizarre. Yeah, every year Paul McCartney because it's like Paul McCartney's school. He always has like famous people come to the graduation and they like I'm pretty sure it's like a tax write-off because they're like Woody Harrelson like donates a lot of money to the school, you know, and like then he gets to be at the graduation and he's like wearing the stuff and but
oh
it's like pretty obvious to me that it's like he's just looking for somewhere to like He's like, yeah, I'll give you money so I don't have to pay in tax or whatever, So, but yeah, so there's always like weird, like it was bizarre when we all like walked into the room and he was like Woody Harrelson was there, It's like a speech and stuff. It was bizarre, but yeah, yeah, pretty
Damn.
cool though, I guess.
And yeah, are you familiar with Mark Ronson?
Yeah, I'm not like a huge Mark Ronson fan, but he's obviously a bit of a legend. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the reason I'm bringing him up is because I you mentioned Paul McCartney. I saw this video on Insta a couple days ago. It was Beck and Paul McCartney like in LA or something, and they're
Right.
like, "Oh, let's hear some music, right? Let's go to the Mark Ronson DJ set." And then they get to the door, and then the bouncer doesn't even let them in, and
Nah,
Paul McCartney's like, "How much more VIP do you gotta get?"
yeah, what the fuck? That's crazy.
Yeah, they denied Paul and Beck.
Nah, you can't deny Paul McCartney, man, from anywhere, really. He's like he's got like the key to every city or whatever. Yeah, like
Hasn't
that's
he been
yeah,
knighted too or something? He got knighted, right?
yeah. He's Sir Paul McCartney, I guess now. Yeah, I mean, no one really cares about that over here. Like it's like, whoa, you got knighted. Like everyone's like, yeah, who cares? Yeah, yeah. He's a legend though. He's great, Paul. He's one of the best ever. So yeah, cool to like have some tied to him in that way.
Yeah, a reoccurring question I've noticed. I ask uh, some of the guests, do you have a favorite Beatle from the group?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a John guy actually.
John.
Um, yeah, I mean, living in Liverpool for 10 years, this is like a conversation that you have like at the pub every weekend, pretty much. Like everyone's had like 4, 5 beers, and like everyone talks about the Beatles every time you go out or something in Liverpool. It's like the rules or something. There's always like loads of debate about who the best is, but I love all of them, honestly. Like I'm a huge Beatles fan. But I think for like solo stuff, John has my favorite like solo Beatles stuff. Like his like first few albums after they broke up are like some of my favorite stuff ever. So yeah, I'm kind of a John guy. Yeah, he's like one of the best songwriters ever to me. But
Oh,
yeah. So
and what about favorite Beatles album?
I'd say Revolver. Revolver's kind of always been my favorite. Because like growing up, as a kid, I guess everyone kind of hears the Beatles, and for a while, I kind of thought it was a bit they were lame or something. I don't know. I think it's because like my grandparents were into it or whatever, and I was like, I was like kind of into like heavier stuff, and
Mhm.
but then I heard like she said from Revolver, and it was like, oh, like yeah, the Beatles are like the best thing ever. And then it just takes like one tune sometimes, I think, and then you like yeah, you just like I'm still finding new Beatles songs that I haven't heard. It's kind of crazy. Um, but yeah, Revolver is probably my favorite because that was the one that really like kind of blew my mind when I like got me into like the Beatles in the first place properly. Magical Mystery Tour is great too, though. It's all good. Like with the Beatles, it's like you like I go through phases with it where like I'll listen to loads of the first two albums for like just like 2 weeks straight, and I'm like, this is the best shit ever. And then you listen to the later stuff, and you're like, wow, this is amazing. Like it's kind of like whichever Beatles song you heard last is probably your favorite one. Like
Hmm.
yeah, they're the best.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say as well. Like for me, growing up, uh, went through phases as a teenager. Like for a while, Let It Be was my favorite, or Abbey Road, Rubber Soul. But then when
Uh,
I when I became an adult, like you said, Revolver's my favorite as well. Something about it, like the songs on it, especially especially because they were experimenting so much, but that
Yeah,
one in particular, I just feel like they really nailed it.
yeah. I mean, like here, there, and everywhere is obviously a crazy song. Tomorrow Never Knows as well is like you still have bands kind of basing their whole sound around like that one tune or something. You know, like I don't know if like I imagine like the Kevin Parker from Tame Impala is probably like a huge Tomorrow Never Knows fan or whatever. You know, like it kind of like and like she said is like that's got like that kind of almost kind of like indie like 90s slacker thing to it or something. You know, it's all like I feel like in that album there's like been like whole genres made from like different songs on that album. It's kind of wild,
Right.
know. You've got like the Eleanor Rigby and like I'm Only Sleeping. That's kind of like there's loads of bands that just sound like those songs. Like it's kind of wild. Yeah, yeah. It's my favorite for sure. Yeah, so cool. Tomorrow Never Knows is like I can listen to that like 10 times in a row. And just like vibe out on it for like an hour or something. It never gets old.
Yeah, I also really like For No One.
Yeah, yeah, like a crazy tune. Like that's like I didn't even think of that one, and it's like one of the like best songs ever written, maybe or something. It's like it was crazy what they were doing back then. Yeah, they're just machines for like amazing songs. Wild. Yeah.
And around this time that you're going to school, was this the same time that you started playing drums for Trudy as well?
Yeah, well, yeah, when I was in university, it was like I joined Trudy in 2015, like 10 years ago, which is crazy. That was my second year of second year of music uni. And it kind of took over like my life, not my life, but like I had to redo my last year of uni because I was like just busy with Trudy stuff, which is a funny thing because obviously I was like we were touring and like doing cool shows and it was all going pretty well, but then I was like failing my classes, but it's like it's music. Like the point of doing the classes is to be able to get to the point that I was already at, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I was like doing the band thing, uh, but yeah, it was kind of yeah, it was great. We were super busy for like a few years, played with lots of cool bands and stuff. Um, yeah, I really loved playing in Trudy. The stuff that we recorded together still like I still listen to it, sometimes and like just enjoy it because it was really fun to make and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I checked out a few songs from them, and I was wondering, did you play on the Junkyard Jazz EP that they put out?
Yeah, yeah. So that one was like it was me, the bass player Lewis, who still plays guitar in my band now and has his own project, Terry Venomous, which is really cool. But yeah, it was kind of us three. We had like the album that came after that. We had kind of had that ready, but our manager wanted us to do like a little EP first and stuff. And so we kind of just like we just got into like a rehearsal room and just like kind of wrote that whole EP in like a few months or something. It was just like just jams basically, but yeah, it was cool with Trudy because Ollie, the singer, um, he was like he'd get like pretty obsessive and like weird about the songs and put a lot of like effort and time into like making them like adding weird little things and like um, yeah, it was really cool. Like it was really fun, like studio sessions and stuff. Um, pretty like ambitious for like three like weird lads from like the north of England. I think like it was, yeah, it was cool. But yeah, Junkyard Jazz EP I played on, and the Sandman album, and a couple of the singles as well. The Wild single called Wild, and one called He Sings. I think that might be it. There's the earliest few songs I didn't play on, but I joined like pretty much straight after they came out. So yeah, really fun time. Yeah.
Also, when you were going to what was the name of the school again?
We call it LIPA, like LIPA.
Yeah, Lipa.
Yeah, yeah.
That was that also where you met the members from hers?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I met them super early on. But like it's still quite nervy, you know, when you move city and stuff when you're like 18. And I was kind of shy, but Steve from hers was wearing like a Sub Pop t-shirt. And I was like a huge Nirvana fan, and like a Sub Pop fan, basically like the label and stuff. So I was like, oh man, like like love your t-shirt and stuff. And then we like got chatting. He'd already been into Mac DeMarco for like 2 years because he was like, I don't know how he knew about Mac DeMarco, but like, because I thought I'd kind of gotten into Mac early, but Steve had been into him for like way longer than I had. So we kind of bonded over all that kind of stuff, you know, like when Mac was getting kind of coming up. And yeah, we were just like good, like really good friends. Like like we just used to have like just make each other laugh all the time, you know, like kind of had the same kind of like stupid like Northern English humor or something. So we just like sit and like crack each other up at school and stuff, and smoke a bit of weed together and stuff. Um, yeah, we hung out all the time. Me and Steve specifically, but then obviously when I also had Auden was also in my first band called Sundogs, which at uni. So Steve played drums and Auden played guitar, bass. Sorry. And so we were hanging out a lot then. And Auden was in like my classes too. And then like when you're in university, you kind of just party together all the time and stuff anyway. So yeah, hung out with them both all the time. Yeah, yeah.
Dang.
Funny guys. We still miss them and stuff, you know. So yeah. And like
Yeah.
genius music makers as well. Like crazy that some of the stuff they were doing, you know. So it's kind of, I mean, it's been said a million times, but it's just sad that we won't know what they would have done next, kind of thing, you know. But yeah, we were like besties. Yeah,
R.I.P.
Steve
man.
Steve used to like do my homework for me at uni because
Oh, wow.
he was really good at like production stuff, you know, like using Logic and like stuff like that. Um,
Mm.
and so like production homework, I just like ask him to do it for me, and like he would kind of get pissed off with me, and we just like sit in my room, like kind of smoking a bit of weed and stuff, and uh, yeah, I just oh thanks man, like yeah okay man, yeah cool, like I'm not doing this again or whatever. But yeah, yeah, it's just like normal friends though, you know, just like kind of yeah, yeah, R.I.P. They're the best. I have
And
a I have this picture of them here.
oh wow, it's a
Yeah,
great photo.
yeah. I kept that from. Um, we had like a day in Liverpool after they passed where we kind of like had a few DJs and like invited loads of people in this nice old church, and like it was a fun day, but it was like kind of to raise a bit of money and stuff, and I stole that photo from there. You know, I was like, I'm keeping that. So yeah, yeah, man.
uh,
They're the best.
you you played a few shows with them, right?
Yeah, I mean, I saw them live loads and loads of times because obviously they were playing in Liverpool quite a lot. But then Trudy played some shows with them. Um, and I played my first ever Brad Stank show with hers actually. Yeah, they gave me like my first show because they were playing in London and they asked me to support. And that was the first time I'd done like Brad Stank live, you know. It was still super early on, like for me, like with Brad Stank thing. Um, so yeah, that was a fun night too. Yeah, we did like a couple of times at this festival in Brighton called the Great Escape with them as well, which is like it's a festival like in the city, and we'd like go down there and have like a weekend down there, and they'd play shows, we'd play shows, and like we'd hang out and stuff. Yeah, saw them live so many times. Yeah, it's crazy, and it like never got old as well. You know, it was always super fun. So yeah.
What was the first Brad Stank show like in 2017?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe it was 20 I think maybe it was 2018.
2018.
Um, I'm not gonna check because it'll take me ages to find the post. But yeah, I mean, it was like it was super early on. Really been I'd not had my own band for like quite a while, you know. I was kind of still doing the drums thing with Trudy and everything. So, um, but yeah, it's so when I think about it, it's so cool of them to just ask me to go down to London with them and like open for them and stuff, you know, and like yeah, they were proper sweet for that kind of thing, you know, like just kind people. So yeah,
That's a great bill right there too.
yeah. I know, right? I know. I wish we could do it again. Yeah, I can't. I remember being like, it was cool. I remember being right in the back when they played that night, and just like watching like there was like it was really busy, and you know like watching them like do their thing and like with the big crowd in front of them and stuff, and it was like yeah, you know, it's like have that proper like feeling of pride for your friends and stuff like that. And yeah, it was a vibey night for sure. Yeah. Shit.
And
Um,
Daddy Blue and OTD came out. Well, I think it was your first release,
uh-huh.
and I was wondering since OTD has a few meanings, which one did you mean by it?
It's got a meaning that only I will ever know. I've been asked this quite a few times, and I've never told anybody. Because it's mainly because it's really stupid. It's like a little in joke. And it like if I told you, you'd be like, "What the fuck? That's so like, stupid or whatever," you know. So yeah, obviously there's like on this day and stuff, but it's not anything like that. You know, it's just like it's kind of like a personal in joke thing that yeah, I just couldn't. I'm not gonna ever tell anybody. I don't think so. So
It'll be funny if like that's the trigger question. Like, all right, interview's over. Can't
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
that
yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah. That's funny. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like disconnect straight away. Yeah.
Um,
No, I wouldn't do that, but I feel bad because I'm always just like, ah, I'm not telling you, man. Sorry.
um, but I was watching the music video for it, and I saw this funny comment. It said, "Do you think he knows just how much sex has had to his music?"
Yeah. That's that's MC Nelson, right? Posted that, I think.
I can't recall who posted it,
I
but
I remember, yeah, it's my friend from Liverpool, and well, he rapped on one of my songs as well on Eternal Slowdown, the Boot Magic one. Um, and yeah, that's his comment. Yeah, because you know, but it like ended up getting loads of likes and stuff. It was kind of funny. Yeah, he's a legend. Shout out MC Nelson. He's great, man.
yeah. And then well, that made me curious on. I've asked this question before too to a guest. Is like, um, do you ever like put put some music on to like kind of set that mood as well. And I call this songs to make whoopee to.
Yeah, nice. Nilsson. Um, yeah, well, I guess so. Like, it is kind of cringy though, isn't it? Like to think about, you know. Like, I've met people and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you're on my sex playlist, man," and stuff. I'm like, who's got a, who's got a sex playlist though? Like, like the thought of putting like "Let's Get It On" by Marvin Gaye on like before it's like you can't do that. That's crazy. Or
Oh
like
my.
anything that's kind of made to sound really sexy, like a lot of like D'Angelo stuff or whatever. It's like if you put that on purely just to like, you know, get it on with somebody, that's kind of cringe to me. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, this will really get you in the mood, and it's like super sexy music. It's like, oh my god, kind of like yeah, a bit like it's a bit on the nose, a bit like over the top. But yeah,
I
but
agree.
you kind of have to though, you kind of have to put something on, but try and not make it too like obviously, horny or whatever. I guess, yeah, but
Yeah, I agree to an extent, but there are some times where even like the girl might recommend like, hey, like put something on, like it's too quiet or
yeah,
something.
yeah, and then you're like on your phone freaking out, like like with thinking about what to put on.
You put
Like,
fucking System of a Down or something.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, imagine. It kind of like it doesn't really matter though, is the thing. So it's like as long as it's not crazy, and like something that's
The
really gonna
tequila
like,
song.
but like, yeah, I think going like too stuff that sounds too horny is like it's just like oh my god, like what, like yeah. Although I will say, if I would recommend anything, I would say put on the Conan Moccasin live video of him on a roof in New Zealand. That's what I
Oh, I've
would
seen
put on.
that one.
Yeah, I think it's called a Sunday Session or something. That's like my favorite video ever on YouTube. Um, so if anyone wants a recommendation for that, it's maybe a bit too sexy sounding as well, but I think it kind of that's as far as I'll go. I think. Yeah.
Is that the one where he's playing this kind of like weird shaped guitar? It kind of looks like a triangle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He cut the Strat, like his Stratocaster himself or something. I think.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's got Mac DeMarco's playing Shaker in like a blonde wig, uh, like pretending to be Conan, obviously. But that's a great video. It's like an hour, and it's just like a really beautiful setting, and it just sounds amazing. It's like that's like a big influence on my whole vibe, like that one video. Yeah, it's really cool, man.
So after Daddy Blue and OTD, you followed it up with Eternal Slowdown,
Hmm.
and I um I heard that you grew up atheist, but later you started like meditating and reading up on different philosophies. I was curious, what sparked your interest in learning some of those things?
Um, it probably was um, the book Dharma Bums by Jack Kerouac. Um, is kind of like about like Buddhism and stuff, but like in the 50s, San Francisco Buddhism kind of thing. And that really like sparked a lot of stuff for me, like reading that book. There's like Jack Kerouac stuff like all over my music, and like Eternal Slowdown is from one of his poems about
Mhm.
Charlie Parker, and the phrase like "Butte Magic" is in one of his poems. I stole a lot from Kerouac, basically. Um, but yeah, just the interest in that kind of stuff too was kind of from that book, and then obviously there's like I was like a big fan of George Harrison as well. You know, like when I was kind of smoking weed, and still am obviously, but you know, just like yeah, there's a lot of it in music. Like I really like the spiritual music as well. You know, like John Coltrane's kind of stuff and Alice Coltrane, and I ended up reading this book called Autobiography of a Yogi by Yogananda. He was like an old Indian guy that came to America and kind of spread Hinduism around America a little bit. Um, and then yeah, just kind of like got into those like through different books. I would find out about other books or something, you know, and like just kind of started reading a lot about that like Eastern religion stuff. Um, I have this. We've been reading this again. This like this guy Rumi. He's like an old um, Persian like Sufi. You know, like the Sufism kind of stuff. It's like anyway, like old, um, kind of like Iranian religion.
Okay.
Um, but just like really nice poetry, you know, like about that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've got loads of like random. I mean, it's not random really, but yeah, just kind of look at books that seem interesting, you know, and like then you kind of delve into it, and yeah. Um, and now I'm kind of into this guy Krishnamurti, who's like an old Indian guy as well, um, who kind of denounces religion, like
Mhm.
all religion, but is a very spiritual guy, like in his own way, you know.
Okay.
So I'm kind of on that vibe again now. So like not really atheist, but and I like still like reading about different religions and stuff, but I've kind of gone more on that like being able to be spiritual without um having to like follow something else or whatever, you know.
The reason I asked is because a lot of your songs incorporate these serene Zen messages. Like right off the bat from Eternal, slow down is like a
Mhm,
nice mantra to remind oneself to like calm down and take it easy.
mhm. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's important, you know. I've always been pretty like laid back guy, I guess. People say that I'm probably too laid back sometimes, you know. But and I probably am actually. But yeah, I think I don't know when I kind of decided this, but I guess it's probably just like the music I was listening to at the time, but I kind of just decided that I wanted my music to be kind of like positive, I guess, or like, you know, like have some kind of like beauty to it or something in like quite a simple way, you know. I just have like yeah, like nice little messages, whether that's like the spiritual or like romantic thing. And I think like, you know, those kind of things overlap as well, which is fun with lyrics and stuff because um you know, like a lot of gospel music and stuff as well, like it'll be kind of like a love song, but it's like about God or Jesus or whatever, you know, and like you can kind of like take it either like you can look at it both ways kind of thing, you know.
Right.
And like a lot of that's what something that I was doing a lot is like and still like try and do now is kind of take like little things from books like this, like poetry books or whatever, and probably they have like a um it's like a religious or spiritual message to it, but I like the ones where you can like kind of twist it into being something a bit like romantic or like sexy or whatever, you know. Um, like the ultra sensual, my song "Ultra Sensual Bliss." That's from the autobiography of a yogi book, which he's talking about it in like a spiritual way, you know, like this kind of like bliss that's above the senses, you know, because you're like so like you know, you're like spiritually there or like whatever. But then obviously you can like twist that and make it like about kind of like a romantic, like sexy vibe and stuff. And yeah, I just like playing with that because it's yeah, you they can. I've just always noticed you can kind of into you can like see it both ways when you read it, you know.
Yeah,
And I kind of like that. And yeah, just I feel like there's a lot of music about like angry music, you know. There's a lot of angry music out there, and I kind of like to go the other way and be like everything's fine, everything's great or whatever, and everything's like beautiful and yeah, just everyone just chill out or whatever. Um, yeah, I guess yeah, that's just how I like to do it, you know.
for sure.
I don't think I'm going to be writing any like punk rock tunes anytime soon or anything. You know? Yeah,
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, it's. I don't think there's nothing wrong with being calm, and especially in this day and age where everyone's easily triggered or kind of stressed out easily, or I remember like in my last job, um I've always kind of been laid back as well, and I remember like my manager getting mad at me for being calm, for like stuff is happening, like a lot of work coming in, and I mean
uh-huh.
obviously I'm still trying to get everything done as quick as I can, but I remember she got mad at me like, Christian, you seem too relaxed right now. Like, what's going
Mm.
on? I'm like, I thought of it like, well, isn't it better to be relaxed instead of
It is. Yeah,
visibly freaking out? Like,
yeah, yeah,
why is that taking you off?
yeah. I think people are just can be like that though, but it's not really anyone's fault. I think you know with like phones and stuff and how it's all like it's such a like obvious thing to say, really, but you know with just like constant information that we're getting in through like the phone, whether
Hmm.
it's like political stuff or like getting FOMO of something or like getting jealous of like how other people are living or whatever, you know, like on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. It's like I think it's important to try and get away from that as much as you can, you know, because I think we've all got a lot of like it's like subconscious stress all the time, you know, that you kind of don't even realize until like maybe like something really small happens, like I don't know, your shirt gets caught on a door or something, and you like start freaking out. You're like, "Fuck!" Whereas, like, because it's just like, yeah, I feel like there's a lot of subconscious like stress going on with everyone. Um, so yeah, that's kind of like, I think that's kind of what I try and do is just, yeah, you know, it's nice when I get messages from people or people I meet people at shows that tell me like that it's helped the music's like helped them like chill out or got them through like a bit of like a negative time in their life or something. Um, you know, because that's kind of like that's kind of feels like the purpose of it, you know. So it's always really nice to hear. Um, yeah, I just think it's a nice way to nice like if I'm gonna put art into the world of music and stuff, then I want it to make people feel good, you know, like not stress them out even more than they're already stressed out, kind of thing, you know.
Kind of like therapeutic.
Yeah, it's therapeutic for me too, you know. So kind of good for everybody, I guess. Um, But yeah, it's definitely something that I try and like choose to do is make stuff something that's going to hopefully make people feel like positive, more positive about everything, or you know that kind of thing. Yeah. So
But yeah, like continuing on talking about those messages being sprinkled throughout your work. Condemned to be freaky, I also saw I noticed the line, every flower just like a Buddha's eye.
yeah, repeats the story. Yeah, yeah. That's again, that's taken from an Allen Ginsberg poem
Oh,
um called Whale's Visitation, which is an amazing poem. He was like tripping on LSD in Wales, like next to England, you know, in the hills, and it's very kind of like he's obviously feeling very connected to like the nature and everything, you know, and like it's a really great poem. Um, and yeah, so I just stole it basically. I changed it a little bit, um, but yeah, kind of just yeah, it's just stole it from an Allen Ginsberg poem, but it's a nice line.
And also my tuna, you know,
Mm.
I uh I was gonna say the ignoramus in me. The first time I heard it, I was like, "Wait, is he talking about like a fish?" But then, then I looked it up and I saw like, yeah, it refers to sexual union, but can also mean the act or instance of uniting two or more things into one state of being.
Mm. Yeah, right, which is like such a nice idea. Um, can't remember how I came across that word, but that was when when I was doing the Eternal Slowdown stuff, I was really kind of into like finding stuff like that. You know, I'd like go like you ever go on like Wikipedia and you like end up like reading a big Wikipedia page about something, and you like click on like one of the blue links in the Wikipedia page, and you go into like a big deep, and like I was probably just at a point where I was Googling like Sanskrit words or something, and like, I don't know, just kind of, I was just really into that kind of thing at the time. I think I do kind of think that that title is pretty dumb now. Um, I liked it at the time because obviously it does just sound like in the English language, obviously it doesn't really work because it is just saying my tuna, like a fish or whatever. But yeah, I like the idea of it. Like the word when I found the meaning of it, that kind of like inspired the rest of the lyrics in that tune or whatever. Um, Again, actually, in that tune, there's a line that is such sweet attention that you give, um, which is kind of ripped off from Kerouac too. So I'm revealing all my secrets right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've only read On the Road by him. I'm not just like a that's I probably the most known work I think by him.
Yeah, sure, for sure. But he's got like not to like I really like that book, but he's got much better stuff in my opinion. The stuff that came after it. If you're into reading and stuff, and like Dharma Bums is a great book. Um and like the book Desolation Angels. I've got like a shelf in the other room in my house that's just all Kerouac. I've got like I like really love him, like I'm really obsessed with him. And I think like the on the road thing kind of gave him a certain image, I think, but he's actually a lot like it's a lot deeper than that one book, like spirituality wise and like the meaning behind it all. He like grew up Catholic, but then got into the Buddhism thing, and like so he makes like really nice comparisons between the both, like the two religions, and um, yeah, kind of. I guess like he was a bit nuts, but wrote some really beautiful like spiritual poetry and stuff. Yeah, so that's kind of what the stuff of his that I really love. On the Road's good though; it's like a good fun one. Super inspirational and stuff. But Dharma Bums was the one that like kind of changed my brain, like in a when I was like 20, 21 maybe. Um, yeah, I would recommend it if you haven't read it.
I'll check it out. Yeah, I because I know he was like a beat writer. I've only checked out another beat writer, the William S. Burroughs.
Yeah, Burroughs, yeah, and um, there's some great ones. I guess like
Was Ginsberg one of them too?
yeah. So Ginsberg never wrote any novels or anything, but obviously like super
Epic
influential
poem.
poet, yeah, and guys like Gregory Corso. There's loads. Like I've got like I've got 3 or 4 like kind of biographies of like the time written by people that were there, and
Mm.
so like, over the years I've kind of got like really deep, like nerdy, like about the whole beat thing, you know. But yeah, they all used to like live together and stuff. So Burroughs and Ginsberg and Kerouac would like they were living together for a while, and you know they would sit up all night and just like read books to each other, and like kind of they all kind of went nuts together, and um, yeah, I really love it. I don't know why, but it's just like that. It's like the thing that I got really kind of obsessed and nerdy about when I was younger, and it's I just always really like it. Yeah, it's maybe a little dated now, some of it, um, but yeah, they're great though. Yeah, they're my favorite guys really. So yeah,
And well, he's not a beat writer, but did you ever read any like Alan Watts stuff?
yeah. Well, Alan Watts was friends with Kerouac and stuff, which is like not super well known, but
Oh wow.
I think maybe in the late 50s or like mid 50s, they would all hang out and stuff with like they had like mutual friends, and so Alan Watts was hanging out with Kerouac and into all the Buddhism stuff, and a guy called Gary Snyder who Dharma Bums is kind of about. He's the one that kind of got Kerouac into Buddhism, and yeah, they were like, yeah, it's like a really cool scene. I think I love Alan Watts too. Yeah, like I used to, sit and I've got a couple of his books and would sit and listen to him on YouTube, back in the day, and yeah, like yeah, he's really great as well. Yeah, I really like that kind of the yeah, the kind of 40s, 50s Eastern spiritual thing in America was really cool because everyone was still wearing like it was before the hippies, like they kind of inspired the hippies, and I love the whole hippie thing as well in the 60s, but they were like really into it in the 50s in like a literary way. They were like really obsessed with the way the words worked and stuff like that, and like it's kind of cool. Yeah. Anyway, I could ramble on about it for like ages, but
Yeah, I barely started getting into some Alan Watts stuff, but something that I have noticed, because I like to watch live performances of bands sometimes, and it's cool that I actually we're talking about Earl. I've heard Earl sample some Alan Watts like
Hmm.
like quotes or speakings, like him talking in some instrumentals. I've heard it in this other band. I don't know if you know Starfucker.
Yeah, I know Starfucker. Yeah, I've not listened to them for a long time though, but yeah.
Yeah, I saw like a show where they started their set off with kind of like trippy intro, and it was Alan Watts talking, and
Oh yeah,
also that movie Her, the one with Joaquin Phoenix. I remember
I
in
love
the
that
end,
movie.
right? I think Alan Watts AI thing happens with
Yeah,
Scarlett
yeah,
Johansson.
I think you're right. Yeah, that's a great film. I haven't seen that for a while, but yeah,
So
it's
yeah, it's
cool.
cool that like these interests that I have, or these music and movies. It's cool to see him like sprinkled on there as well. Just
Yeah,
randomly pop up.
yeah. I think it resonates with people, especially or it did back then too, but especially now, because you're listening to somebody that never had a computer or an iPhone or whatever, and so like it can kind of show you when you listen to those guys like a different perspective or something, and like how your life could be better in some way or something. So I think yeah, it's super like relatable these days. Um, yeah, Alan Watts is the goat. Really cool guy. Yeah, I haven't listened to him for a while actually, but I feel like there's been like a lot of people doing like AI stuff that I see on TikTok maybe where it kind of sounds like Alan Watts, but it's like his voice in AI or something, and it's kind of
Wow.
yeah, freaks me out a little bit. Anyway, but yeah, you should. Krishnamurti guy as well that I really like. I've sampled him a couple of times on my songs, and he's like kind of similar vibe to Alan Watts, but maybe a bit more like hard to grasp or something. Um, but he's amazing to listen to as well if you like that kind of stuff, you know. Um, yeah, I love those guys, like the philosopher guys, man. Yeah.
And Kinky came out in 2020, and I
Hmm.
was looking at the album art, and I was like, wow, this is a great, this is a great artwork, and I spotted like little Easter eggs. Well, a couple of them. I saw there was two novels. Well, there was a couple novels, but I saw two of them was The
Uh-huh.
Sacred Place and The Art of Sexual Ecstasy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I still have those books actually in the room there. Yeah, it's that the art of sexual ecstasy one is funny. I don't know, like I found it actually, and like my friend Alex, he's like if you know Strawberry Guy,
Yeah.
his yeah, so he lived in this flat in Liverpool, like an apartment, you know, and it was like an old hotel or something, kind of, and like you walk through the hallways, and there was like these like drawers, you know, there'd be like chests of drawers in the hallway, and I just opened one and found that book once, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "I'm taking this." Um, but yeah, it's kind of funny book, you know. It's like I've not actually like sat down and studied it or anything, you know. Um, and yeah, the Sacred Places one is really nice too. It's just about like different kind of religious sites around the world and stuff. Um, but that's like that's the thing that I don't know how that sounds nice, you know, like Sacred Places. It's
Mm.
just got like a nice sound to it, you know. Yeah, we've got loads of stuff in that artwork. It's a cool one, isn't it? I
Yeah.
actually the thing behind me, the Om symbol that was behind me in the artwork. I had it after we did the shoot. I had it in my old apartment in Liverpool, and on the day I moved out, the landlord had like got some guys in to like clean and like take stuff out of there because they were like renovating the apartment. And
Mhm.
I had like gone out somewhere for like an hour, and I came back and they'd like taken the Om symbol um,
Mm.
to like a dump, you know, and just like dumped it somewhere.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I'll never get that back, which is sad. But yeah, that's a really I like the album art for that. It's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I also spotted a Sun Ra. I think it's a record,
Yeah, is
but
that on the artwork?
yeah, I noticed it, but I was having trouble trying to figure out which one it was though.
You know what? I haven't looked at it for so long. I want to have a look now. Hold on. Oh yeah, there is a Sun Ra record on there. It's like a singles compilation, I think.
Okay.
The picture to the right of that, there's like an Indian guy there. That's Krishnamurti, actually, the guy that I was just talking about.
Mm.
Um, and then above that is my friend Sam, who produced it, but it's like a weird photo of him. Yeah, it's cool. It's really nice, isn't it? There's like pictures of my grandparents on there, my mum and my brother. Um, yeah, what else is on there? Yeah, it's a cool little.
Also, that nylon guitar, I also noticed. I want to give you, props for incorporating nylon into
Oh,
some
nice.
a few of your songs. Because I'm a sucker for like classical guitar sounds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love the nylon sound. Yeah, I really got into this guy Louis Bonfà, Brazilian guy.
Mm.
He's 50s, I think. He's one of my favorite guitar players ever. But yeah, like the nylon sound, I think is just so nice. You know, have my guitar right
It's
next to.
underrated too. I feel like not many artists use it that much anymore, at least the ones that I listen to. So it's cool.
Yeah,
It's
it's
refreshing.
it's a surprise to me that more people don't use it because it's like a nice soft sound, you know. But yeah, it's nice for the kind of stuff that I like to play. Um, like kind of soft, like quiet, slow kind of vibe, you know. Yeah, I love my nylon guitar. I kind of want a new one actually, but like, yeah, I don't want to like spend too much money on one or something. But yeah, it's a nice sound. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, because I really like it when I hear it in other people's like music and stuff. You know.
I have one, but for some reason I'm very like I don't know about restringing them. I feel like it'd be such a task. Is it?
It's not really once you've done it a couple times. I actually did mine like a couple of weeks ago, and I hadn't done it for a long time, and I kind of completely forgot how to do it. It is the kind of thing like whenever I restring it, I have to watch a YouTube video, like how to, you know? And then,
I'll
but then
probably
I'm like, this is kind of easy when you're doing it, but then the next time I do it, I'm like, "Ah, I need to watch that YouTube video again, you know. Um, yeah, but yeah, I love it. It's not too hard. You should restring it, man. Give it a go. Yeah.
that friend of yours that you mentioned that produced that album, was it the same one that produced some of hers work as well?
Yeah, yeah. Well, he produced all of hers work actually. Um, yeah, my friend um, Sam Jafarzadeh. He's got some solo stuff out now as well. It's really cool. He's still like one of my best friends. You know, I'm seeing him on Saturday. We're gonna hang out at this festival. Um, but yeah, so I knew who he was before the Hers guys passed, but I was not really close friends with him. And then when they passed away, we just started hanging out pretty much every day and became like really good friends like really fast, you know. Um, Obviously, like we had something super big that like kind of brought us together. We had like we could swap stories about Steer Norden and stuff. And then yeah, obviously because of that as well, I recorded Kinky Om in early 2020, I think late 2019, early 2020. And so it just kind of felt right to go with him to produce it as well, you know, because I think it was a bit therapeutic for both of us to like do something else. Because I'd only just worked out of my bedroom before. I'd never really done studio stuff for Bad Stank, so it was like cool for me, and like it was just a nice thing to do for both of us um, because of losing Steve Auden, you know. Yeah, it was a really nice process. He's great. He's produced some of my younger brother's new stuff that sounds really good too. Um, so yeah, he's the best. He's like such a sweet guy as well. He's like kind of like Steve Auden, you know, like just the loveliest guy you can meet, kind of thing. So yeah, legend.
What's your brother's project?
It's called Yearn, spelled Yurn. Um, he's a few years younger than me, and he's played guitar for like a while, like kind of as long as I have, really. But he's never had a band before, and he's just started doing it like last year. But they're really good. It's kind of heavier, like more grungy,
Mhm.
um, but still got that kind of like dreamy thing to it as well in parts. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see me posting about it when it comes out. I think it's going to be coming out in a few weeks or whatever. So
Okay.
um, yeah, you should check it though if you're into that kind of. It's a bit like King Cooley or something, you know, but it's really good.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I'll check it out.
super vibey.
Uh,
Yeah,
and also I was curious, you mentioned you guys recorded around like late 2019 or early 2020, but were these songs uh, conceived around COVID era, or had they been written like prior to that?
yeah. So I remember me and Sam recorded the album before we'd heard about COVID, but it wasn't a thing where like everything was getting locked down and stuff, you know. It would have been in like January 2020. Um, it only took us a few days to record the whole thing as well. So, um, but no, yeah, a lot of it was about half of it was done kind of probably in 2019 before Steen Ornan passed away in terms of writing. And then I kind of like had a few months off and then wrote like the other half after a few months, you know. There's a couple of songs on there that are kind of like I made after they passed that are kind of like dealing with that or whatever, you know. Um, but yeah, I remember the day that I shot the artwork actually for the album was the day before the UK went into lockdown for COVID. Yeah. So we like just managed to get the everything ready, you know, because if we didn't, we probably would have had to push the release date back and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we got it done in like the nick of time.
And I think I also saw that you guys were like planning the tour that year as well for the States.
Yeah, yeah,
Obviously got pushed back.
yeah. That sucked, man. And then yeah, it took us like 4 years to like make it so that it could happen again, which is kind of crazy. But um, yeah, that really sucked. Obviously for everyone, you know, like every walk of life. But you know, like first time going to the States and like yeah, I was super excited, and then like we couldn't go obviously, and you just lose the momentum. Then you know, like it's kind of like oh, like I didn't know if we were ever going to go to America after that. You know, it's like you don't really know at that time. So yeah, glad we got to do it last year finally.
Yeah. And I think I saw that you were in Austin like what in 2023 or 20 or last year?
23, yeah.
23.
I loved Austin, man. Where are you? Where do you live?
I'm like maybe like 4 or 5 hours from there. I'm in
Right,
South Texas, but
right.
yeah, I saw you played in South by Southwest.
Yeah, it's a cool city. I think we'll probably next time we come over to the States, I think we're gonna try and come back to Texas. So
Yeah.
hopefully see you there. Yeah. Yeah, that was a really fun week. It was super hot. Um, and that was actually my first time ever being in the United States. So it was kind of like a whole new experience, you know. But yeah, I loved it. It was really cool. Played some really fun shows there.
And I saw that you ate some Whataburger.
Yeah, Whataburger was amazing. Yeah. The first
You're
night we were staying with this guy, Joey T, who lives in New York now, but he was like living in Austin, I guess, and like had a got a band over there called Joey T and stuff, and he was like part of the music scene in Austin and stuff. And it was through I'm forgetting his name. I hope he doesn't watch this, but it was through some other guy that I know in Austin, and we got in touch with him, and so we stayed in this guy's house, and it was really nice. And he just took us to Whataburger like the first night, and yeah, it was great, man. I really
do
I
you,
loved Whataburger.
do you remember what you ordered there? I eat from there like at least once a week.
Really, I just got like probably the like most standard meal you can get, you know, like
Yeah.
a fries and like a Coke or whatever. Uh, but yeah, it was good. I think might have got like the double. It's like a double cheeseburger or something,
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
maybe something like that. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, that was my first time ever trying like US fast food. You know.
Did you get to try In and Out as well, or just Whataburger?
Yeah, we tried In and Out last year in when we were in San Diego, I think, which was good too. The McDonald's in America is really good, um, like better than the UK. Well, I had Wendy's. I try not to really eat from those kind of places, but when you're on tour, you kind of have to, you know. But um, yeah, the fast food over there is really good. Yeah,
So there's this long going debate in Texas of like what's better, Whataburger, In and Out. For like from an outsider's perspective, what would you say? Which one did you favor more?
I'm gonna go with Whataburger, I think.
Hell yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought
I
In and
mean,
Out was like in California or something. Is that not true?
right, right. Yeah. It's more popular over there, but yeah, we do have a few here, and I mean, I've
Okay.
only tried it a few times as well, and it's good, but I'm a Whataburger boy, I guess.
Yeah, me too. I what was there's like the big store over there in Texas too.
Oh, Bucky's.
No, we never went to Bucky's, which was sad. But it's like a big, is it like HOB or something? HEB?
Oh, HEB. Yeah.
Yeah, we went there and like,
Right,
it's like a big grocery store, right? Like a supermarket.
right, right.
But there was like a barbecue like restaurant in there or whatever. So we like sat and had barbecue in there, which is kind of funny. Man, that's the stores over there is huge too. Like it's crazy. Um, it's way bigger than any supermarket we have. Like I went to a Walgreens recently too, which is insanely big. Um, America's great, man. If you like buying stuff, America's so good. You're into making purchases, it's where you want to be.
Um, there's a there's this city called Corpus, and it's like by the beach. It's like a beach town, but that's where the first Whataburger, I guess, originated from, and they have a two-story. It's like the biggest Whataburger.
Two-story Whataburger. Man, I need to go there. Yeah, it was so good. I'm excited to go back to Whataburger, man, and just Texas in general. I feel like
Yeah,
Texas is it's the best state, right?
I don't know about that, but I mean it's
You guys
a
got
lot of
the beer too. Is it Lone Star or whatever?
Lone Star, a lot of proud
Lone
proud
Star.
people from here, that's for sure. Yeah. Um, beer wise, I was gonna ask. Like, I saw an interview where you said like you don't really have like a preference. You drink whatever beer, but um, what are some go tos for you though that like you like drinking over there?
I'd say my favorite probably is a beer called Stara Pramen. It's a
Star
Czech
what?
Stara Pramen.
Oh, okay.
It's from the Czech Republic, like
Mm,
Prague. Um, Great beer, but nowhere has it. Like it's kind of rare if you find it. I like Heineken.
okay.
Uh, like a cold Heineken's good. Not really like a Guinness guy. Um, Stella. Stella. Do you have Stella Artois over there?
Yeah, I love Stella. Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like a funny beer because it's like they call it the wife beater beer or whatever.
What?
Um, but obviously, I don't come home beating my wife after I have Stella. But yeah, I really am not fussy though, to be honest. Yeah.
I wanted to talk about Hank Stankovic. That one came out in 2022,
Uh
and
huh.
I like the cowboy theme that that's going on there. It's more stripped down sounding as well, and I noticed you reunited with Trudy on Cowgirl on My Mind.
Uh huh.
Was curious, like what led you to go for this particular sound on that project?
Um, yeah, obviously it's pretty different to what I was doing before, but it was pretty much just like I had moved in with my friend Corey Ridioff, who does all my music videos, Corey Rid, in like mid 2020. And he was just he like loves country music. And so during the lockdowns and stuff, like COVID's lockdown and you couldn't really leave the house, we would like listen to a lot of country music and like drink beers and stuff, and kind of just like have fun with country, I guess. And I'd never really been a huge country fan, but yeah, he kind of got me into it, and I got kind of obsessed with it. And then I guess the whole Hank Stankovic EP was kind of just like a bit of like cabin fever, like lockdown craziness or something. But I just, for some reason, I just sat down one day and like wrote like two or three songs really quick, kind of in that style. I don't know. I was just having fun with it. And then I kind of thought like maybe I should try and release it just for something like fun. And yeah, I knew that Ollie from Trudy had been playing a lot of harmonica and stuff, mouth organ. And so I just asked him if he'd be um, up for recording some on that song. Yeah, and he was down to do it. And so obviously because it was lockdown, I had to send it him on like over an email, and he like sent it back to me on the email. And so we didn't actually do it in the studio together, but yeah. But now like, I kind of we sometimes we play a couple of the songs from there live and stuff. Um, but yeah, it's kind of just really stupid, just like a good bit of fun. But it was therapeutic to do, I think, in some way, just to like change it up for a little bit and just have fun with something else.
Yeah. And I also like that you have these these dope album covers that one included, you have a good streak of fun album covers. And um I also have like this I thought of like some dumb uh I guess like titles that you could some free suggestions if you ever make like a if you ever make like a project about like um some Pon Wee type of songs, like more Pon Wee type of songs, you can call it Brad Dank.
Yeah, nice. Exactly. Brad Stank.
And and if you have like a hip hop type album, you can call it Brad Stanky Leg.
Nice. I like it.
And
That's
then
funny.
the last one I thought of was because I've noticed you put on the end of some of your Instagram posts, you put "I love you because you're me," so you could call an album dedicated for the listeners and call it "Stank You."
Hey, that's good too, actually. I think maybe I've put that on some of my Instagram posts as well, like "thank you" or whatever. I remember. Um, I think Tyler the Creator says that sometimes too. He says,
Yeah, yeah.
like, "Thank you,
Okay.
smell." So, you know,
Yes,
just
thank you.
yeah, man, it's good. It's good. I
Yeah, and then
like.
I also noticed that you collaborated with this artist, and because of that, I checked out more of his stuff, and it's really good. This this artist named John Roseboro, I don't know how to say the last name.
Yeah.
Roseboro.
Weirdly, actually, I met him in Austin when I was there for South by Southwest, uh,
Nice.
and he just came over and chatting and said hi. And yeah, he just asked me to sing on that one song. He had like a little, I think a few of his friends kind of doing a little like choir section or something.
Mm.
And he asked me to sing it, and so yeah, I happily said yes or whatever. But it wasn't so much as like a collab; it was more like a just him kind of asking me to sing a certain part. And yeah, super simple, but it's nice. I really like that song. It's really cool.
How to pray, right?
Yeah, yeah, how to pray. Yeah, he's a cool guy. I I hooked him up with my friend Liam, who plays his project is Two Blinks I Love You. Um, and John was looking for somebody to play with him in London this year in May, I think. So Liam went down and met him and played with him and stuff, and it was like a cool little show down there. Yeah, but I was supposed to see him, but I was away. I think I can't remember what I was doing. Um, but yeah, I couldn't see him. But he's a sick guy. Really like John. Yeah,
That's awesome though. Just making all these connections with music. That's the way to do it.
yeah, it's cool, right? Yeah, it's kind of the best thing about it. You get to meet so many cool people and stuff, and yeah, work with people, and yeah, seeing what kind of weird and wonderful people there are like around the world. Yeah,
Yeah. And speaking of South by, uh, we talked a little bit about it the other time in 2023 was when you came down, I think.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And what venue do you remember playing at?
Oh man, we played at this place called House Johnson, which was basically just this house. I don't know where it was, out of town, and it was this like group of friends, and they were such sweet people. But they like held like a whole day at South by like every year. They call it House Johnson, and we played at like 11 p.m. And it was our first show at South by. We were kind of still jet lagged, and we'd been drinking all day. And I was like probably the most wasted I've ever been before going on stage. It was kind of scary actually, but it was really nice. There's like kids on the rooftop and stuff, and like it was just a really beautiful thing. Yeah, but it wasn't like an official venue. Um, we did a lot of that kind of like unofficial stuff, I guess. Um, what else did we play? Man, I can't believe I'm forgetting right now. We played it's called Hotel. Do you know it?
Hotel Vegas.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh
Hotel.
shit, nice.
Yeah, we played Hotel Vegas inside, um, which was cool. We played right after, the band the OCs?
Hell yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they played outside before we played inside, but it was like right
Oh
before. So we were like, I watched them and they were amazing. But it felt
yeah.
weird because going on after them, it was like that doesn't make any sense. Uh, but yeah, it was cool. We also played. Oh man, where did we play? We played a few house shows. Um, it's crazy that I'm forgetting, man. They're always like it's kind of such a like a whirlwind when you're there.
Yeah,
Uh,
I bet. So were you there like maybe a week or a little less than a week?
we were there for like 5 days, yeah, and we did like 7 shows, I think. So it was kind of intense.
Oh, that's
Uh, but it was really fun. We played at the ballroom. Is that right? I
I don't
don't
think
know.
I've been there.
They're not on Instagram anymore. That's weird. Yeah, House Johnson. Yeah, that night we played at midnight. We got cut off really short because they like put us on late or something.
Mm.
Yeah, the ballroom. It was something ballroom. I think that was really cool. Though that's where I met John actually. Uh, yeah, we did a few, man. I can't fucking remember, bro.
At
Loved it
least
though.
you, yeah, at least you remember the important parts, like Whataburger and
Exactly. Yeah, Whataburger and
HEB.
BB. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, what can you ask for?
I also, I think around this time you signed with Sunday Best Recordings. Is that right?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
And
The last album with them.
oh, sweet. Yeah, I checked them out, and what caught my attention was that David Lynch, I guess, has an album put out by them.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
crazy.
Yeah, it's wild actually, and I still honestly don't really know what happened there. Um, but I'm actually not working with them anymore. I kind of just did like one album with them, you know.
Oh,
But yeah, the whole thing with David Lynch, I don't really know. Like, is it like, is it actually like a David Lynch album or something? Like,
I
yeah, I need to look more. To be honest, I do remember seeing that though, and I was like, like, what the hell? Like, I don't really get.
well, I I have heard that he did dabble in music a little bit. So
Right.
maybe he did play like some instrumental type of stuff. I want to check it out.
It's weird though, yeah, because obviously they're kind of like a small label. Um, I mean, they know people in the industry, but they're not like a huge. They're an indie label, So it's
Hmm.
weird that yeah he would like that they would get David Lynch to do a record for them. I don't really know, but yeah, it's kind of cool, I guess.
And so, In the Midst of You was the one that you released through them?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so um, I recorded that kind of like early 2023 in the studio in London with this guy Andy, who is the drummer for a band called Stereolab, if you know Stereolab.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. I've heard a couple songs.
really cool band. Kind of like they started in like the 90s, I think. Maybe
Hmm.
yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, so he was the drummer for those, which was I was like, oh, like, I love Stereolab and stuff. And so it was cool. Just me and him just kind of worked on these songs with Sean O'Hagan, but he was amazing. He really helped me a lot with some arrangement stuff and like kind of trying to make the songs a bit more crazy and a bit weirder or something. Um, and we had this guy Joe come in and play a lot of piano on the record. Who he was played with Andy and Stereolab. Um, who else? We had Galgo from Galgo who plays saxophone with King Cruel. He played on a couple tracks. And I had Lydia Kitto who sang on a couple tracks. Who she like? Do you know there's a band Jungle?
No, I can't say I've heard of them.
Yeah, there's a song that was huge last year. I mean, it still kind of is huge. It's like back on 74.
And
Oh, back
she sang
on.
on that?
Oh. Yeah, like she wrote it. Like she kind of like I've known her for years, and so she kind of just came by the studio to like sing on a couple. She sang on Natty Wine and I Belong to You, like backing vocals, oh, and the first track as well, Midnight Tears One.
Mm.
Uh, Sang on all that, but then she was telling me in the studio she's like full time in this band Jungle now, and then like a few months later, like she was like winning awards and stuff and like super viral and all the like that song was like crazy huge like um and so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get her to sing on any of my music ever again, but yeah,
Wow.
she's amazing as well, like singing like genius, so yeah, it was cool. We recorded it and then put it out in 2024, and I really like it. Yeah, I like the album a lot. I think it's got some of my best stuff on it. But I think next time, I think I'm gonna maybe not do stuff in such a nice studio.
Why is that?
Be- Just because I think my music suits sounding a little shittier, you know? It's like my songs are quite simple, and I think the production just uh the production of like a nice studio with really nice microphones and stuff is like it feels too much for like what I want to do or something, Obviously everyone wants to work in like nice studios, but Yeah, I think the next stuff's probably going to be a little bit more lo-fi again. Um, just because I think it just suits my sound more, you know. So yeah, but it was a great experience recording the album and stuff. So um, yeah, the studio kind of big expensive studio kind of freaks me out or something. I think.
Yeah, I was listening to that album last night, and I was making coffee to it, and I had this thought like this album sounds more like mature in a
Uh-huh.
sense. And like the arrangements and all that, it just has this like grown up vibe, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. The arrangements are definitely more mature. That's partly because of working with Sean. Um, Sean O'Hagan is he's in this band called the High Llamas, and they were really like cool bands. He's like worked with the Beach Boys and stuff on like songs and shit, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, his probably the more mature like arrangements you hear on the album are probably like kind of down to him, you know. Like me and him would kind of sit in a room and like just kind of try and take the songs maybe in a bit of a different direction and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, he was really helpful for that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Hey, cause I know last time you mentioned you're listening to Beach Boys a bit after Brian passed away. Uh, two fun facts. I saw it on a video of Brian Wilson getting interviewed, like his favorite albums and stuff. His
Yeah,
favorite Beach Boys album is "Love You" by them, and his favorite song he wrote with them is "California Girls."
yeah. I know it's kind of crazy. Um, it's kind of crazy that Brian's got the wrong opinion about his own music. You know. um, yeah, I like Love You too. Actually, I've not listened to it as much as some of the others, but yeah, obviously California Girls is a classic.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think Sean was helped him with a couple of songs like in the 90s.
Mhm.
Um, because his band, the High Llamas, are quite like Beach Boys influenced, you know. And I think like the guys who were still doing the Beach Boys kind of asked him to come and like help them with a bit of arranging and stuff, which is really cool. Um, but yeah, I mean, still listening to the Beach Boys a lot, man. Since we spoke like last week or whenever it was.
Besides those collaborations you did um, for the album, is there like another highlight that you can think of from making that record?
Um, I think one of my favorite bits of that actually was probably like the first day because I obviously knew I was gonna be going into the studio like on it was like the 3rd of January or something like 2023. Um and I think I wrote the song Long Distance, you know that one. It's like I don't know what track it is, but I wrote Long Distance like the day before, like the night before I got the train to go to London to like record. Um and it was the first one we did in the studio because it was kind of fresh, you know. Um, but that was cool because it was just like felt really spontaneous, you know. It was like I kind of just came up with the idea for it, and um, then we like made it. I guess it kind of came together quickly, and so that was cool. You know, it's nice when you just kind of. I had like this little demo the night before, and then it like really comes to life the day after with like nice drum sounds and guitar sounds and stuff. Um, but yeah, I mean, I guess the highlights really are collaborating on stuff. Really, hearing like when Galgo came in and like just like ripped the saxophone on like a couple of the tracks, you know, it's like you're just it's cool because he's just there, and it's like it sounds great, you know. And then obviously I had Lord Apex come in too and do the verse on the song Crybaby, which was really cool to meet him. I've been a fan of his for ages. And so yeah, it was nice to meet him, and he just came in for like an hour and like laid a little vocal down. He smoked like a huge joint too before he started, which was kind of sick. I was kind of jealous. But yeah, that was great. Yeah, it's kind of sometimes the best parts of doing it is like working with different cool people, you know, and yeah, just kind of slowly seeing it all come together. It feels good, you know. Yeah,
Right on, man. Excellent. And yeah, just to end this off, like I mentioned, the list that I um top 10 songs that I'm really digging from your catalog at the moment. Um, and as I go one by one, just whatever comes to mind or like a fun fact or memory.
cool.
For number 10, I went with She Was a Tease.
Yeah, that's another one with Galgo playing the saxophone. I really like that song. That song is still like in our set list when we play live. We always like really slow it down and like set a little mood in the room, you know. Um, yeah, I really like that song. Yeah.
Number 9, Kiss Piece.
Oh yeah, you like that one? That's funny, man. Yeah, that's like, yeah, that's crazy. I didn't expect you to say that one at all. But it's a cute song, I guess. You know. Yeah, that's one I wrote it like super quick for the Hank Stankovich thing, and yeah, it just kind of like fell out of me or something. But that's cool that you like it though. Yeah.
Sometimes those are the best ones, the ones that just like just come
It's
out
all right.
real easy.
Yeah, yeah,
Number 8, Kinky Visitation.
yeah. Yeah. That's that's one that I really like too. We still play that live. Um, that's a really old song actually. I wrote that like kind of just after Eternal Slowdown came out, um, which makes it super old. But yeah, super simple song. Um, kind of funny lyrics, you know, that kind of sexy lyrics and stuff. Um, but yeah, I like it. I like the little guitar break and stuff. You know. Yeah.
Number 7, the mysterious origin name OTD.
Yeah, OTD. Yeah, that's the OG Brad Stank song. Um, and yeah, no one will ever know what it means. But I'm glad you liked song because I still really like it, even though it was like my first one that I wrote. I like made for Brad Stank. Like it's still probably one of my favorites to play live and stuff. You know. So yeah, that's a good one.
Number 6, Take Me to the Crib.
Yeah, that's a really funny one too. There's like people get the lyrics to that song wrong all the time. Like if you go online and stuff, the lyrics are always wrong. It really annoys me. And I've like tried to change it and stuff, but for some reason I can't change it on Spotify and shit. It like pisses me off.
Uh,
Uh, but yeah, it's a banger, obviously. It's yeah, one of my faves as well. That's really fun to play live. Um, and yeah, my first time kind of delving into like a key change. You know, I guess it's like a big key change when the solo comes in and stuff, which is yeah, that's when felt like I was writing real songs and not just like OTD, you know, which is like a little like two little loops or whatever. But yeah, it's a good one.
Number 5, Daddy Blue.
Yeah, Danny Blue. The secret about that song, um, I stole the drum beat from a song called "It May Be Winter Outside" by Love Unlimited, who's um, Barry White's like backing band. um, and yeah, they have this song called "It May Be Winter Outside, but in my heart it's spring." It's like a kind of a Christmas song, but it's really beautiful, like a love song. Um, but yeah, I stole the drum beat from there. I don't know, like I was just listening to it on there, and I kind of I kind of like that beat, you know, it's like the like kind of swung thing. And so yeah, I just like put that into my computer and like made Daddy Blue. Yeah.
Wait, number four, I belong to you.
Yeah. Crazy actually that you say that because obviously I wrote I Belong to You like many years after I'd written Daddy Blue. Um, I think Daddy Blue was probably 2016 too, maybe 2017 actually. But yeah, I Belong to You is ripped off from the same band, Love Unlimited. Yeah, which is kind of crazy that you put those two next to each other because uh, yeah. I shouldn't probably really tell people this, but it's a really big rip off of that song. So I kind of made it my own a little bit, but if you listen to "I Belong to You" by Love Unlimited, you'll be able to hear where I got it from, kind of thing. Um,
Oh, they have a song title like that too.
yeah, the song is called "I Belong to You." Yeah, yeah. So I just like I fully ripped it, man. Yeah, but I love it. It's such a romantic thing. I think. I think I made it enough my own, you know. But yeah, you can definitely see where I got the idea from.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I do like that song of mine as well because yeah, it's a nice little romantic one, you know. And I like it. Kind of like leads into Natty Wine too, like on the album. I like the way it kind of like finishes, like it's in the same key and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, don't tell anybody.
Number three, went with watering the garden.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a strange song that because um I don't really know where it came from. I don't remember writing it too well, but I guess I was probably just a little stoned and it just came. But I remember Steve from Hers kind of helped me a little bit with that song. Um, it's like the only one really that he actually kind of like helped me a little bit with. Um, but yeah, I think that's one of my, it's one of the most wholesome ones, I guess. It's like, you could kind of, you could, you could play that to like a kid's party or something, and it's like it wouldn't be too weird or something. Yeah, it's got a nice message for sure.
Number two, flirting in space.
Yeah, that's like the other OG too. Um, I mean, there's a song that kind of is ripped off from too. Actually, man, I'm really giving myself away today. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I mentioned this last time, but I um, wrote that for like a uni project, like songwriting class at uni. Um, so you had to like write like 5 songs by the end of the year, and like they would judge you on the 5 songs, and you get graded on it and stuff. And Flirting in Space was one of the ones that I made for that, probably kind of last minute. Um, and I originally wanted it to be called. I was originally going to call it "Give and Receive," and it would go like "Give and Receive, Give and Receive." But I'm glad that I didn't call it that now. But I thought that was kind of funny at the time. Flirting in Space as well came from like some guy that Trudy was on tour with, I think, like said it once, and obviously it's like a pun on like floating in space.
Mhm.
and I think I just like wrote it down in my phone, and then yeah, it kind of just became that song, I guess. Yeah.
And for number one, I feel a little bad because you already mentioned a bit of a backstory for it, but
Yeah.
number one is long distance.
Yeah. That's so you said that's your favorite?
That's my favorite. Yeah, at the moment,
Sick.
it's because I think I think because I'm currently like in this long distance thing with my girl, you know, so it's pretty fitting, and the lyrics just kind of hit home.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sick. I'm glad. Yeah, I wanted that song to be relatable, you know, because I know that there's, especially in like the internet age, I guess there's probably a lot of people that do like long distance relationships and stuff. Um, but yeah, I mean, kind of self-explanatory, really, I guess, you know. I remember just really liking the chords when I was playing them. Um, little like D, it's like a D major nine, but like the way you play it on the guitar, like the voicing is really nice too as well. And yeah, that's kind of like again, it's pretty like simple song, and spent a bit of time in the studio with it, like after we'd finished it, but we thought like the end needed something else, and so that's when like we got the kind of like kind of like thing in there. And yeah, Galgo plays some beautiful saxophone too. But yeah, I think that's one of my favorites too. Actually, probably one of my favorite videos that I've done with Corey as well. The music video for it with like a lot, there's all the candles and stuff. Um, yeah, it's one of my favorites too, actually, for sure. So glad you like it.
Yeah, and the lyrics are just um real real sweet, and I'd say poetic too, you know, like
The line, like "you wash over me like a sexy wave."
mhm.
I had that line in my head for like a long time before I wrote that song. So and like different ways of saying it and stuff too. But yeah, when I kind of put it in that song, I was pretty happy with it. I think I like that line a lot. Yeah, I just think it's quite like it's funny, but it's kind of like nice too. You know, it's like you wash over me like a sexy wave. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of it's the kind of lines I like to write, I guess, and I get like kind of pleased with when I get them in a song or something. But yeah, it's a cute song. Yeah, um, I'm glad you like it, man.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing, you know, these great stories, man. I really do appreciate it.
Of
And
course.
just I guess my last question would be any parting message you want to share to maybe some of your fans that have watched up to this point?
Um, yeah, sure. Thanks for watching. If they have, um, it's nice to imagine that some people are interested enough, and like you too. Like it's cool that you're interested enough to like jump on and ask me all these kind of things. So I appreciate it. Um, and yeah, maybe see you soon as well. If we come over to the States. Hopefully, be playing over in Texas and stuff. So we'll have to hang out.
Hell yeah, for sure. That yeah, I'll definitely, you know, stay in touch, and would love to have you back on maybe down the line for your next project release, you know. Would love to shoot the shit again with you, and yeah.
And let's do it. Let's do it. I'd be happy to.
All right, Brad. Take it
All right,
easy,
buddy.
bro.
Yeah, you
Later.
too. Have a good one. Peace.